Hi, beautiful people in the house. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Okay, so this week is going to be a special talk show because I'm going to be bringing in a doctor, okay, by the name Ogunleye Toluwalope. Okay, he's a medical expert, sorry, and he's going to be speaking on regenerative medicine. Okay, and trust me, you're going to enjoy this. And if you, by any chance, have any question about your medical history, or you need more information about this, please do not forget to watch the full video, and don't forget to please like it and subscribe. Okay, so join me now as I start the interview with Dr. Tolulope, and stay tuned for more and more and more. Thank you.
At least you've done that, but still the same thing. Okay,
Okay.
I'm Ogunleye Toluwalope by name, a
Okay.
regenerative medicine expert, a stem cell transplantologist, genetic and molecular medicine expert also.
See, it's better if it's coming from you. It's so much easier, easier for you. Okay, so today being a day to talk about the regenerative medicine. Okay, so would you
Yeah.
mind to give a little intro on that, please?
Okay, fine. Okay, just the word regenerative
Mm-hmm.
is an English word.
Okay.
So from the word regeneration, when you're trying to rebuild something or you're trying to regenerate something.
Okay.
So this field is actually not a new field. It has been there since the 80s. Since the
Okay.
80s, because in history, the first transplant was done on the year 80s.
Okay.
I can't place my hand on dates presently, but it's in the
Okay.
80s. The first umbilical cord blood transplant on a child that has Fanconi disease.
Mm-hmm.
So it has, and for now we've had over a million transplants done, over a million transplants done, over mainly for the
Wow.
umbilical cord blood, over a million.
Mm-hmm.
So it has been there for ages. But some of us young ones trying to get um some of you young doctors now, some doctors they
Mm-hmm.
prefer other field of medicine, but I've always loved research. I've always loved research medicine. I've always loved something different, not
Mm-hmm.
just the normal sitting down in the office. What do you eat this morning?
Yeah, of
That kind of.
course. I get that
So
part.
I've always loved different things. So this is research medicine because it's and there are actually a lot of controversies and there are still a lot of success stories, and so we've been, but this is a research. This is like the future of medical science,
Mm-hmm.
where diseases that normal contemporary medicine has says that there's no solution, and at the end of the day, when it comes to the regeneration tables, it's regenerative. So regenerative medicine is just a branch of medicine that deals with regeneration of dead cells,
Mm-hmm.
tissues, and of organs, and
Oh.
where we now make use of stem cell transplant. So maybe later when I'm allowed in, I can now talk about stem cell and all about that.
Oh, okay. So the purpose of this regenerative medicine is just to, how do I put it now? Like, just to like bring out something, to make it look, to reserve something, for a cure of another ailment. Is that what I mean? Another ailment. Is that what you're trying to say? Or,
Mm, okay.
uh,
Okay, you said something. All right, let me just get it correctly. Just continue.
okay, or is it that this thing is like reawakening dead things, like just to like recycle? Is that what, is that another word for it? Can I use the word
No,
like
the word
recycling
recycle.
or something?
You're not recycling anything. We're regenerating. So there
Okay.
are some things that are dead that you're trying to rejuvenate. When
Okay.
something
Okay.
regenerates, it regrows. So some things are dead.
Okay.
So you're trying to reawaken. You're trying to
Okay.
rejuvenate. You're trying to repair.
Okay. Okay. So what are the types of sicknesses, or what are the types of yeah, let me use the word sicknesses or diseases now. This is, I mean, what particular disease is it curing, or what particular or is it like based on childbirth or what?
Well, maybe before jumping into that, I don't know if I'm allowed to just do a normal, a kind of background
Please
check.
feel
So
free
for
to do
people
that.
that
Yeah, please.
okay, so stem cells, they are normal cells. They are unique cells. They are in the body.
Okay.
They are not. We all have stem cells in our body. Everybody. There's
Okay.
something we call PRP, where you use we call it plasma rich platelet,
Okay.
where you use the plasma. in the body, in the blood rather,
Okay.
for regeneration. For
Mm-hmm.
some people, they use it for hair growth.
Okay.
Some people they use it for joint pain and all the like. So the stem cell is in the body. So it is a unique cell in the body that has the ability to to regenerate, to renew, to repair, to rejuvenate, and they also have the ability to specialize into different cells, into blood cell,
Mm.
tissue cells, cartilage, bone. So they
Okay.
can specialize. That is what
Okay.
they are. They can specialize. So we have now. So we have adult stem cell, and
Okay.
we have embryonic stem cell. Now,
Okay.
embryonic presently, ethics are not allowing embryonic stem cell because if science is allowed, there's no regulation with science. I'm so sure we'll have been able to do a lot of things. I call myself more as a research medicine scientist more than as a practicing doctor because I'm more into research. So
Okay.
I prefer I prefer the word scientist.
Okay. Okay.
I love the word scientist. So I
Okay.
prefer to be as I love the word scientist. So as I'm saying, science is not allowing some things because we feel there's still God. So if
Mm-hmm.
you're allowed to do some things, we'll have been able to, take off so many things. And so the embryonic derived stem cell, it is before the sperm cell and the egg cell fuse together. So that is more technical in terms of collection. So that
Mm-hmm.
is more technical. But when we talk about adult derived stem cell, as long as the sperm cell and the egg cell are fused and it has formed together, it's already an adult. So even a baby is already an adult. The baby is no longer an embryo.
Of
So
course.
adult derived stem cell, we have types. We have like 4 or 5 types of adult derived stem cell. But
Okay.
this evening, I'll be talking about two because that is one of the things we deal with. We have the hematopoietic, we have the mesenchyma, we have the neura, we have the epithelia, and we have the skin. So the hematopoietic has to do with blood. The word hema is it's in medicine we make use of it for blood. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
hematology. Yeah, hemoglobin. So it has to do with blood. HAE or HEMA. So it has to be blood.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the type of stem cell that is used for treating blood related issues. We
Okay.
now have a stem cell called mesenchymal stem cell,
Mm-hmm.
which is the type of cells that we use in treating disease that's to do with neurological disease, developmental disease, uh, autoimmune disease, and some
Okay.
other diseases. So we can get the mesenchymal stem cell from adipose like fats.
Okay.
We have some of our patients that we do adipose for. We extract the fat, just a little liposuction, and after extracting the fat, we extract the mesenchymal stem cell from there. Before now,
Mm-hmm.
for the hematopoietic stem cell, we have bone marrow. They still do bone marrow. They call it
Yeah.
BMT,
Mm-hmm.
bone marrow transplant. But because of it, bone marrow is kind of an adult. So science is growing. So they realize that fine, they can make use of umbilical cord blood or placenta or umbilical cord tissue. It's a waste. If you look at it, umbilical cord blood or cord tissue is a waste.
Mm-hmm.
It's a biological waste.
Okay.
So, but science realized that this thing that is a biological waste can actually house, can or not can rather, actually house stem cells that can be used to treat over 80 diseases.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So instead of throwing this thing away, this is something that can be
You can
used
regenerate.
to help
Okay.
to help other people. Before now, we are actually advocating for people, even though they don't have the need for it. People should just try to bank it
Mm-hmm.
for for the future. Just as if you are securing the family's future health. You
Okay.
don't know anything. Science will even tell you that if you bank your baby's cord blood or cord tissue, they can live about more than 100 years. Because should in
Wow.
case if something happens to them, they have their own they have their own stem cell banked at birth. It can be used to regenerate something else. So they can
Mm.
still have extra year. But still, no
Mm.
matter what, we still die one day, though, no matter
Of
how we do.
course. Of course.
But
The depth you
we are
all have
just
to say.
important. We're just important. Though one of our focus as regenerative medicine experts is that we want to see a community of people living free of diseases, which is possible. It's
Hmm.
possible. Even with the help of genetic medicine, we can actually have an environment of people living free of diseases.
Okay, so let me just take the next question from your last sentences now. Like your own
Okay.
goal, or let me say one of your goals is like to make sure we are living in an environment free of diseases. So what
Yeah.
are the things you feel or you've been trying to curb now? Okay, like what are the things you're trying to create awareness of? Like what do you want people to stay away
Okay.
from? What do you want them
Okay.
to
This
do
is it.
more?
Okay. One thing we actually advocating for as a genetic medicine expert is that you need to understand your predisposition.
Okay.
Medicine is actually presently, before now, we practice generalized medicine
Okay.
where everything works for everybody. But as time goes on, we're realizing that it doesn't work that way. It is
Mm.
presently genetic medicine is trying to practice personalized medicine
Okay.
where it has to be your own thing. What works for A cannot work for B.
Cannot.
What
Okay.
works for A cannot might not work for B.
Mm.
So, and we're also trying to advocate for preventive medicine, not curative medicine.
Mm.
In a majority in third world country like Nigeria,
Mm-hmm.
they are so good at curative, and when you get to the hospital, you're expecting the doctor to come and do the magic. It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way.
So we are also advocating for pure preventive. Now as a genetic medicine expert, we believe that while before you become who you are, you've actually collected some information from the father and from the mother.
Of
That is from the
course.
egg cell and from the sperm cell.
Yeah.
And this egg cell and the sperm cell, they also carry some genetic, it's like a code. They also carry some genetic information, some DNA. And in that DNA is there something is encrypted inside that DNA. It can be sickness. That is why we hear diseases are hereditary,
Mm-hmm.
like cancer, like diabetes, like hypertension. So some other diseases they are genetical, they are hereditary.
Mm-hmm.
So some people they don't know,
Yeah.
they begin to just live their life. Some of these diseases they can be at the recessive stage,
Mm-hmm.
waiting. So even when somebody is sitting on a time bomb, waiting for the time to explode. You
Mm-hmm.
know, with the diet you eat, with your diet, with your lifestyle, with your environment, those things will just come up, bam, take it off. So we are advocating for people to understand that number one, don't just live your life as if you don't care.
Mm-hmm.
There's something importantly, get the information, ask questions from your parents.
Mm. Okay.
I see a lot of people that some of their grandparents died of particular thing. You don't know.
They should know
These
about
days,
it
as a
and ask
these days
questions.
as a gene- these days as a genetic counselor, when we advise patients or people that want to get married, aside getting to know their genotype, ask what is there are some diseases that are in the family, ask questions. There are
Mm.
some things that are hereditary, madness, psychiatric issues, they are hereditary. Ask
Mm-hmm.
questions. So if people take their health serious and they see their life as they are so concerned about preventive, not until it comes down, we can be able to understand, we can be able to get to that point. Well,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
hear me
Yeah, I
back.
can. Yeah.
Yeah, for people that they have the or they have the high chance of coming down with breast cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Probably they already have the history that a father, probably somebody in their lineage or somebody in their family has a history of breast cancer, and they are aware of this. They are they are so intentional about their health, and they go and they one or BRCA2, and they try to do this test.
Okay, I think I'm
If
sorry to cut you. Can you just repeat yourself because the network was kind of like
yeah,
out at that moment.
okay, so I said if somebody in the family should discover that, probably females especially, if you discover that there's a history of breast cancer in the family, you know.
Okay.
So you don't have to wait till you start feeling you have lump issue or thereabouts. You can always go
Before you
for a
go for the
genetic test.
checkup, so you have to do
You
it
can always go for a
earlier.
genetic test to know that it's a gene. So it's not until the thing
Mm.
forms. You have to check your gene. So to check, but there's something I'm a Yoruba man, and there's something in Nigeria that they used to say something that it is all you're looking for that you found, but it's a lie. But it's always good to
Nǹkan tí
be.
yóò
It's
bá
always
tí yóò bá mọ̀ kò kí ń pààyàn.
but it's a lie. Continue more gone. It
I
kills.
tell
Ignorance
you.
kills. So in the court of law, ignorance is not
It's
an
not.
excuse. You don't
It's
know is a lie. You
not.
don't care as long as the law is there. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the hell. You don't care if you don't know. So it's there. So for such people that already have the history of breast cancer, or probably somebody in the family. First thing first, just go for a BRCA test.
Okay.
We call it BRCA. Just go for the BRCA test. So when you look at it, it's a genetic test, and you discover that you have high risk of coming down with this disease.
Mm.
Instantly, you start living your life in a different manner.
Mm.
At the moment, we can't really place our hand on the reason why, what causes cancer. We just know that cancer is caused by mutation. We can only say that these are the things that increases the risk of cancer. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to just shy away from those risks, because It's already showing your gene that you are of high risk of having this disease. So if everybody is with that mindset, are we not already preventing some things? Are we not
Some
already
things,
creating
of
an
course.
environment free of disease?
Mm-hmm.
So that's number one. Number two, peradventure, some people already come down with some of these diseases. There's now stem cell technology or regenerative medicine to also take it off from there. Some of these
Mm,
diseases that conventional medicine has said that they just have to live with it to the die. Sickle
mm.
cell, number one, because Nigeria is one of the countries that has the highest number of people living with sickle cell in the world.
Wow.
Sickle cell, some other diseases, stroke, spinal cord injury,
Mm-hmm.
but with the help of regenerative medicine, they're able to get back on their feet. And so we're able to give them back their life.
Their
We're able
lives,
to give
okay.
them hope.
Hmm.
We're able to give them hope. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much for that broad explanation. So, is there a particular age you're targeting to create awareness, or is it that you're just talking generally, or is there a particular age group that is at risk of like falling into these things, just like you said earlier on, like what the way we're brought up, like most times we are not even trained to ask questions. We are just trained to obey orders, like, so sometimes when you end up asking questions, you hear replies like it's none of your business, the person just died based on, and then they take it
Yeah.
spiritual or something like that. So is there a particular age range you think, if you are able to like target and create awareness among
Well,
them?
as long as you can able to comprehend the message. At the
Mm-hmm.
moment, we're even looking up to a project where we want to go straight to secondary school to
Okay.
try to educate secondary school children about their genotype. Because we've come
Okay.
to realize that majority of the people in Nigeria believe they are
Don't
A.
even know. Yeah.
Everybody they just believe A is a default is a default genotype. I'm A.
Mm,
Though at the moment we are kind of discouraging AS getting married, and we
yeah.
are still not discouraging. If you have the money, you can go.
You can go on with it as
You can
long
go
as
on
you
with it.
can take care of yourself
Yeah, as
and
long as you are financially capable
buoyant.
to be able to change. If anything happens, so you're able to take care of it. If you
Of
are
it.
not just even though that you are rich, you are
Mm,
financially capable.
financially
Because
capable.
stem cell at the moment is still a high tech procedure. Though in the US, for you to do a stem cell transplant for sickle cell is still from the range of 150,000 US dollars to
Wow.
250,000 US dollars.
Wow.
But in
That's
Nigeria,
fine.
it's far, far cheaper than that. Like
Wow.
far, 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 like far, far, far cheaper than that.
I know in Nigeria we are blessed.
We're
We
blessed,
are
but
blessed.
we actually have a lot of people living still under the poverty scale. So
Of
majority of the
course.
people that have
Yes.
these diseases are
Yes.
still
Of
people that can
course.
afford it. Though we are looking at trying something like a foundation to help children so that we can try to solicit for funds. Since we have the platform, we can provide a cure. So we are looking at where we can go around and look for children that are suffering that have this severe issue. So we
Hmm.
want to solicit so because some children they are the verge of dying. At some point in my life, I lost a friend of from sickle. I lost a friend. She
Oh my
died
God.
of
Sorry
a sickle
about
cell
that.
disease. So painful, so painful. Abdulaziz Kafayat, a very
Mm-hmm.
very brilliant lady.
Oh my
So
God.
after going through school, and so that's gone. So we're actually looking at how we, because we've been receiving calls, people saying what can they do, how can they help. So we're looking at how we can try to create a foundation for children that are living with sickle cell disease, where we can be able to, to solicit for funds on their behalf, try to raise funds for them, probably one so that we'll just look for the ones that are critical condition.
Okay.
We are working on that path. We are looking at that point.
Okay, okay.
So
I'm
that
sure
should be a little
it's
project.
going to work out, and at least probably you can like just make it like an obvious channel whereby everyone can just come in with, no matter how little it is, with whatever they can afford, just to put
Definitely,
heads
definitely.
together. So is there
Even
like
if it is
any
even if it is 100 naira, at least we appreciate
at
that
least
it
it's
goes a long
something,
way.
of course, of
Yeah.
course. So is there like any free place where people can go, maybe from your own foundation now? Is there any free place, I mean any place where people can get tested for free, or
Yeah,
maybe?
there's Sickle Cell Foundation in Lagos. The
Okay.
National Sickle Cell Foundation.
Oh,
So I
okay.
don't. I think that one is it's the
Okay.
National Sickle Cell Foundation. But they're
Okay.
actually lacking funds, though. They're lacking funds. So
Mm-hmm.
they're also lacking funds. Our government. So our country is. So they're still lacking funds. There.
I know. We are really praying concerning that. Okay, so
Yeah, we said that.
checking yourselves now, like checking yourselves, like I'm talking like on behalf of everyone now, like getting yourself tested or checked. This should come up
Okay.
like once in a week, twice in a month, 3 times in a year, or
Genetic test is once your gene doesn't change.
okay,
Your gene doesn't change.
okay,
So this thing is okay now. This thing is something that has created you, has made you. It's a genetic code.
okay.
In genetics, you were taught, and in molecular medicine in school, we were taught that it takes, everything that a child needs to grow, everything that a child needs to grow in life
Mm-hmm.
has been encrypted during fertilization.
Okay.
So anything that any child is exhibiting is a script
Already
is they are already acting to the script that has been written down
binded, like
where,
it's sealed.
during fertilization, during fusion.
Okay.
So our gene doesn't change. Even when after the transplant, majorly for sickle cell, the patient genotype changes from SS to wherever, but that doesn't give that patient the opportunity to go and marry
Mm,
AS or SS patient,
mm,
because the sperm cell or the egg cell is still going to carry the SS,
mm,
but the blood genotype is changing from SS to AA or AS.
mm.
So
Okay.
the gene doesn't change. So when you check for any genetic testing and it is that's shown you, that is that. That is your genetic information. That is your genetic code.
Mm. Okay.
It's
I
only it's only
understand that.
God. It's only God that can decide. Okay, I just want to change things.
Trust me.
And
Trust me. And I think
some part of science doesn't believe in God. Why some part of science to believe that there's a
believe, of
sovereign God.
course, of
So we believe that.
course, of course, of course, of course. I mean, just like from what you said, I think I got like 2 3 points that I'm actually going to work on. Like, I can see myself getting tested right now. I just have to go and get tested. Like, I mean, I need to ask more questions. Anyways, I think I need to sit with my grandparents and ask certain questions about some things. So, and I think this is like one of the things you're trying to pass out there. Like people should ask questions.
Yeah.
People should know where they are coming from. Actually,
From
people
yeah,
should
you have
know
to
where
know your
they're coming
background. You
from,
ask questions.
so that
Yeah.
that way this will serve like a guideline as to what you have to do, what you don't have to do, things you have to
Yeah.
get involved with. Okay, so just a summary of what you said. Like, so you mean now like regenerative medicine is like it's more like focused on developing and applying new treatment to heal tissues, organs, and lost due of restore function, okay, of
Yeah.
damage
Yeah.
and defect, right? If
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
get it right. So I'm just trying to
Yeah.
like
Sure.
give a summary of
Yeah.
uh
Yeah.
what okay.
Not particularly treatment specifically. We must let them know that what we are infusing is the stem cell, not
Stem
just
cell.
drug, not just anything. The stem
Oh,
cell. Yeah. Either
oh,
hematopoietic stem cell or mesenchymal stem cell,
okay. So
which the
for this
source
research now you
is
are doing, is it like
I'm not the one that started the research.
I know,
The
I
research
know.
has been on ages, so I'm part of a team. So though we are doing our research, but it's an established field of medicine.
Research. Okay, so
It's an
what's
established
the name
field.
of your research team, if you would like to say that?
Oh, our organization is Bentolu International Health Concept.
Okay, so just in case anybody wants to, and just in case some people want to ask you questions, just in case they want to get across to you, how do you think they can do that? Maybe your Facebook
Okay,
ID or
yeah, sure. Facebook, yeah, Facebook Ogunleye Toluwalope on Facebook, or on Instagram, Dr. Bentolu on Instagram.
okay, okay. So I think I'm done asking questions anyway. So what other advices would you like to give everyone out there?
Well, the major advice that we're really advocating is that that same biological waste can also be the solution to that long aging disease in the family.
Hmm,
So just be aware, and
mhm,
also just try as much as possible to bank it. Though
hmm,
it can be expensive, but it's affordable. Just bank it. You can bank for over 25 years. It's just extracting the stem cell, and it's gonna be frozen. So to any time you need it. So just bank it. Just get prepared, and nobody's praying for any disease. Nobody's praying
hmm.
that something will come down, but no, we can't tell. We can't say. As I've said, some diseases are dead. They are underlying diseases waiting for a time to
So just pop up.
to come up.
Mm-hmm.
So because and we should also try to to take our health serious at this year. It's very important. COVID taught us some lessons because
Yeah, of
one of the
course.
things
We
one of the
should
things
always
that
be prepared.
one of the things COVID taught us was the fact that people that had underlying medical conditions were the ones that were easily attacked at some point. So so it's COVID taught
We're more
so we
prone
should
to have the disease. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So more prone to come down with the mortality, trying to come down, die and all the like. So we should be serious and we should be intentional about our health. As I've said, ask questions and be open.
Okay.
Medicine is growing, science is so just be open to technology.
Okay.
Before
So when you
now
said
we are unable to do something like this.
okay. Okay, sorry to cut you. When you said something like banking it now, like this banking of a thing,
That's
like
fine.
is it like for commercial use or for personal use? Now,
For
if it
personal
is
use,
for personal use,
we don't do with for now we don't do commercial purposes. So when
okay,
you're
so it's just
banking,
for
it's for your
personal
family.
use.
It's for your family.
Okay, so for
It's a
this,
private bank.
okay, for this personal use now, is there like a law? Is there a law or a principle like governing this? I mean, is there like what is the process?
For banking,
Hmm. For banking,
law,
and
I
then
didn't.
for medical use or something.
Okay, yeah, it's gonna goes. There's no possibly just a normal documentation that shows that
Okay.
you are accepting and you're paying. So because when you're banking, we are doing you a favor for banking. You're not doing us a favor. You're
Okay.
the one doing you a favor. So we're the one helping you to bank. So we're
So
just helping you to store it,
if A banks it, A's family can
make use of it,
make use of it,
make use of
right?
it. Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
okay. I think I understand it to that part. So thank you so much for coming on the show, Dr. Tolu. I know you have a lot to talk about, I know. And trust me, I still have a lot of things I really want to know about the medical aspect. But yeah, actually this week
Okay.
was for medical and health health show. Let me put it that way. It's so nice to have
Okay.
you on the show. Thank you so much. I mean, you're one of the
Yeah.
most humble person I've seen so far, anyways, because it was just so, you made it so easy. You made
Yeah.
it so
So
easy
easy.
for me to like just come through to you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And thank you for coming on the show.
It's actually our goal to educate. So we're still after education. So anywhere I have the opportunity to educate, as long as is something that we are good about. So
Oh,
we do
okay.
that.
And I'm hoping, actually I've not told you, I'm hoping that maybe one of these days we'll just like do a live Facebook whatever, Instagram or YouTube. I'm still planning on that
Let,
anyways.
let's see.
I'm
Let's
still
see.
planning on that
Let's
because
see.
it's not been easy like putting the schedule together. I know you're a very busy person and I'm busy as well
Yeah.
also.
Yes,
So
that's fine.
thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to say?
Not at all. I think I'm able to answer some questions. So not at all.
Okay, because I know
Yeah, that's
doctors always have a lot of things to say, anyways. Okay,
fine.
but
So
yeah,
I'm
thank
okay
you for
with
making
it.
it short and thank you for keeping it short. Thank you once again for coming on the show. Do have a nice evening and thank you
And you
for
too.
creating the awareness. Thank you.
Bye. Yeah.
It was indeed a great and marvelous time with Dr. Tolu. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Okay, so just as he has said, any questions or anything regarding medical terms or medical how do I put it now, like if you have anything regarding your medical situation as regard the stem cells and regenerative medicine he has spoken about, please kindly reach out to him on Facebook or on his Instagram page. Thank you so much. Is Margspeaks again. Please do not forget to subscribe. Thank you so much. And please have a blessed 2021. Okay? Click like and subscribe. Thank you.